Hey, this is Fred. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, um, events that have been going on for a few reasons. It's just so much in the news right now, and everybody's kind of anticipating what's going to happen when they find Brian Laundrie. So, so let me just start with a few points I wrote down. First of all, regarding their relationship, I think that they have like had this kind of probably like volatile relationship for a long time. It's probably been physical between them. It's probably him as the aggressor and her as the kind of defending, defending herself. But they probably have both gotten aggressive just from like those witness accounts. Like I think somebody was saying they definitely saw him hitting her, and then somebody said she hit him or something. It's hard to know because just a little bit of it was on the cameras, and who knows what exactly was going on. But I just have a feeling that it's never been like the most stable relationship. I was thinking about what makes this case so interesting, because it really is, at least for me, really interesting. Obviously, a case with like a beautiful girl that got killed. It's kind of like how all the Datelines, so much of the NBC Datelines and 48 Hours. It's probably like 70% of them are like beautiful girls that got killed or something. So that's part of it, I know. But for me, I think another part of it is what's so strange is that they just a few weeks earlier were stopped by the police, as I was just mentioning, for some sort of aggressive behavior. The van hit the side of the curb when the police officer was stopping him. And what's weird about that is like, it's like there really was a chance that if one of them had gotten arrested, their parents would have, first of all, found out that they'd gotten arrested and had to do something about it, but also it would have been a red flag for the parents. So the fact that that didn't happen, it's just such a tragedy, and that's what's so weird. Just a few weeks later than she was dead. Another one of the things I was thinking about is like, where's he hiding, right? I know the parents said he went for a hike in some sort of park in Florida. That seems so unlikely to me. For a person who knows he's in that much trouble, like this kind of trouble, I would think that anybody, their instinct would just to get away as far as possible from the last place that they either were seen or perceived to be seen. So the fact that I'm not sure if he was actually in Florida at his parents' house. I don't think anybody quite knows that, or that's how they wanted to be perceived. Either way, you'd think he'd be up in like the Dakotas or Montana or Idaho or New Mexico or Arizona, somewhere like way out where he could survive on his own. And I would think further north right now would be better because he would have access to more water and, animals and stuff like that. If you're in the middle of Arizona, it'd be a lot harder because it's just all desert. So I think that, well, it's not all desert. I shouldn't say that. I was just in Prescott, Arizona. It's just gorgeous. So you could easily, have a nice life there too. But I just don't think that he's in Florida. Now, I may in a few weeks, when he gets caught, and he will get caught, I may eat my words, but I just can't imagine somebody staying anywhere in the state of Florida if that's where they're either last seen or perceived to be seen. As far as like psychology, I have a BA in psychology, but I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. So I don't want to make it sound like I am. I personally think that Brian Laundrie is a sociopath. That he's sociopathic because, first of all, he was able to charm the cops into like fist bumping him. One of the police in Moab, they were kind of like chumming with him, and while they're detaining him. But one of the strange things was when the officer, and I think it was the officer who made the stop, was driving him to the hotel, and by then like it had all been switched where Gabby now had the van. She was going to be just driving somewhere, who knows, and Brian Laundrie gets to go to a hotel. Well, during that drive home, the officer started talking about his wife being on medication because she had been so anxious or something. I can't imagine someone being that comfortable, like an officer being that comfortable to tell anybody about their wife on medication. That was just really strange to me. And I think it goes back to Brian Laundrie making people feel really comfortable. Because if you remember in that video, if you saw it, where he was stopped by the police, when they asked him about her, he goes, "Oh, she's crazy," like a surfer dude might say that, like, "Oh, she's crazy," And it was like, it just somehow, in kind of guy talk, it got the other guys kind of like, "Oh, okay, well, it just was like, I think the police did miss a lot of opportunity there. Anyway, so that, I'm sure that's all under investigation, but for him to, allegedly kill her in that campground area, that kind of like open campground area, and then if he did that and he left and went back to his parents' house, first of all, a lot of people might do something terrible under incredible emotional strain, but they would regret it so badly. They might even like kill themselves or who knows what. But to just, go to some, I think he went to like a bar up in a bay up north of Jackson Lake, and then was hitchhiking around and then drove back, got to the van somehow and drove back to his parents' house. I mean, that is sociopathic, really. If that happened, if that actually happened that way, that is beyond bizarre. I can't even imagine that. I mean, for a guy who loved a woman and then decided to take off after whatever he did happen and let her body lay by a river so disrespectfully, and it was his fiance, it's mind-boggling. It's just beyond most, I think, what most humans could even think to tolerate, Another strange thing for us is that we were just in Jackson, Grand Teton National Forest. We were in Gros Ventre Wilderness, Yellowstone, just a few weeks ago. It was in the beginning of July. And we've been there several times, like 4 or 5 times. The reason we went this time, and if you look at my videos, you'll see, we went to see Tracy Lawrence at the $1 Million Cowboy Bar, which was awesome. The guy's like a great singer. But, we always, whenever we're there, we always go to all those different places, we drive around, have fun. So that road that leads out to where he allegedly did what he did, we know where that is. Like, we passed that 1,000,000 times, they're going up and down, and it's just a strange feeling that in such one of the most, really, truly, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful places on earth, that something like that happened to a woman with who looked like she had such a pure soul, and that's what's so sad about it. And that's, I think, what makes it, captivating for people. I just know that so many people's hearts go out because she seemed in her videos to just be like a free soul and kind of carefree, and just enjoying her life the way it was. And that is so tragic. Then there's another strange aspect. There's been a million like YouTubers talking about this. There's one that I'll put in the description. She's been for days and days doing a lot of like video, like kind of research about, what's been happening. And I think her videos are interesting. She just talks to the audience and shows clips of things, that kind of thing. There's one video that she showed on his account, or is actually, I guess it would have been Gabby's account. I'm not sure. No, I think it was his account, Brian's account on YouTube. And they don't know if it was a real account or not, because it has one video that is actually known, and there was a second video that was posted for a few days of a really weird thing. It looked like a person in a van with sunglasses and a mask. So I'll put the link to the video below, but I think when something gets this well known by everybody, you start to probably get like people putting things that are not real on. But also, this guy is strange enough, it seems to me, that because he updated his like music list too when he was driving home from Jackson to Florida. They found out that he updated a lot of his music lists, like he was adding music, and there are really some strange songs. So the fact that maybe his YouTube channel had a strange video on it for a few days and was taken off is one of those things that's just bizarre. So like I said, I'll put the link below, and I'll tell you what time code to start, because it first talks about the Utah police a little bit, and then she goes into showing this really strange video. And I have an opinion about another thing, which is that when he's caught, I don't think you or I, the general public, is actually going to know anything more than we know right now. There may be a few things that FBI will figure out because they've got such an incredible, powerful ability, as an institution, to be able to investigate and research. But in terms of, I think that a lot of people, kind of in the back of our minds, we think, oh, I can't wait till Brian Laundrie gets caught and we can find out exactly what went down. He doesn't have a track record of explaining anything, neither do his parents. So I don't think any of us are going to know anything from him. And he's got attorneys that are going to keep him, shut up as well. So, like I said, I think we kind of know probably, what happened. Not exactly, but probably where and when, and it was probably something emotional, between them or whatever. And he overreacted, and I don't know, who knows, or if he planned it, I don't know. But the point is that, when he is caught, you're just going to see a guy on television, in a jumpsuit, and you're never going to hear anything from him. So, that's it. I think we know what we know right now. So unfortunately, it would be great if he just spilled the beans and the detectives broke him and he talked about what he did, but I can't see it happening. It just doesn't. For somebody who is possibly sociopathic, it ain't going to happen. He's going to believe nothing happened and she went off into the night and he didn't see her and he drove home or something, So that's how it's going to be, So that poor soul, that poor Gabby, is all I could say. So sad.